We could survive that. We could survive that. We could survive it. Hello and welcome to We Could Survive That, your survival guide to the movies. My name is Jack and today I'm joined by a man who knows what quantum means. It's Chris.
Hello everybody. For the record, I haven't got a clue what quantum means. I know of Quantum Leap. That was a show, I think.
Yeah.
Or something you can do. I know there's a thing of, is it quantum physics?
Yeah.
Quantum science? That's all
So you're telling
strange
me
stuff.
your interesting fact for today is not true? You don't know what quantum means?
No.
Oh.
If you asked me for the definition of quantum, I couldn't tell you. Apparently, though, it's also the name of a secret bad guy organisation.
Yes. Quantum of Solace. Daniel Craig's second outing as Bond.
His worst one.
It's definitely not as good as Casino and Skyfall. But will it be as good as Spectre?
Spectre should be better.
Yes. Hopefully.
Well,
Fingers crossed.
Yes, hopefully. Will Spectre be on par with Skyfall?
Hmm.
Or maybe better?
Who knows?
Or will it be everyone expecting it to be amazing and as a result it will just bomb?
It will not live up to people's expectations.
Yes.
All these things we will answer when Spectre comes out. But today we are asking ourselves the question, could we survive Quantum of Solace?
In short, no. Stop listening to the podcast now because this cannot help you.
No. If you ever find yourself in these situations, just don't put our ideas into practice because they'll probably end up killing you.
You shouldn't find yourself in these situations,
yes,
to be honest.
If you do, what are you doing?
Taking risky secret agent jobs.
Yeah.
It's not clever.
Our main advice is either don't be a bad guy or don't put yourself
Don't
in these
be Bond.
situations. Don't be James Bond or any of his victims. If you see Daniel Craig, let him pass you in the street because he'll probably kill you.
Why would Daniel Craig do that?
Because he's Bond. I'm sure Daniel Craig's a nice person. But
Yeah, I'm sure.
okay. Shall we kick off Quantum then?
Yeah, dive in with
Yeah.
whatever death you want to jump in with.
Alright, Quantum takes place immediately after Casino Royale. Bond has just captured Mr. White. He's shot him in the leg. He drives him all the way to where M is, underground in this secret MI6 questioning bit. M is there, and so is Bond, and so is Mitchell and another agent. So they start questioning Mr. White, and he's chuckling, going, "Ha ha ha, we have people everywhere, and you don't know we exist." And Mitchell turns to the other agent in the room, shoots him, then tries to shoot M, and shoots Mr. White in the shoulder before Bond chases after him. They have a long chase. They end up in this bell tower which is under construction. They have a fight on the scaffolding. Bond gets his leg tangled up, is hanging down, has to grab his gun before Mitchell can grab his gun on the scaffolding, turns around and shoots Mitchell whilst hanging upside down. You're Mitchell, Chris.
Cool.
What the bloody hell do you do?
It's quite simple, really, Jack. While Bond's hanging upside down, you don't retrieve the gun. You do a running, screaming jump onto Bond, pulling out the dagger or the knife, which I always recommend for the henchman to carry.
Yes.
As I have said before.
A secondary weapon.
So as you land on Bond, and then you just you stab him while Bond's trying to reach for the gun.
Yeah.
Done.
Or you could grab hold of the rope and just swing him into the scaffolding.
You are, but you're putting yourself a bit more risk then, I suppose.
Yeah. More at risk than jumping on him. Even upside down, I imagine Daniel Craig would probably rip your throat out or something.
Well, his Bond would. I don't know about the
Daniel Craig
person. Yeah, I like my idea of sort of running, jumping on a really blood-curdling scream though. So Bond's like, "What the fuck?"
So he's distracted from getting his gun to what the hell is that lunatic doing? Yeah.
The next thing you know, there's a knife in his eye. Whoops.
Oh, how did that get there?
Maybe to freak him out a bit more, just snort something off the back of your hand. He's like, "Oh my god, this guy's just taking something. I can't hurt him. He's going to be immune to all pain."
Yeah, but not if you shoot him in the head.
No,
that would probably stop him. Yeah,
that's what I like to do. Get in there. They always go for their guns and stuff. It didn't work in Casino Royale. That first guy Bond drowned in the water.
Yeah, no, it didn't work.
Don't go for your gun. Use your knife, which I advise all henchmen to carry.
Yes.
and get in there, get nitty-gritty, get your hands dirty. You know, cut the stomach open, get your hand in there, pull some of the innards out. You know,
Pull
be
his
creative.
intestines out and choke him with his own intestines. It's not what you're getting at. That's brutal.
You said it, not
That's
me.
nasty.
That's good. Yeah, get your hands, be creative with it, but above all, remember to have fun as you are at work.
Yes.
You need to enjoy your job.
You have to enjoy your job. Yes, that's very true. Words to live by there, Chris.
So that's what I would do.
Could he have just run away? Bond's not gonna chase after you because he's all tangled up. If he'd just left, like through the roof or something, the way he'd come in, then Bond wouldn't have been able to catch up with him because he's got his leg all tangled up.
What was Mitchell's objective? Was it to get Mr. White out or to kill him?
I don't know. Just to cover Quantum's tracks, I think. So
Okay, let's assume it was to get White out or
Yeah.
even to kill him. He's failed in that regard.
well, when Bond gets back, Mr. White has disappeared, and he does show up a bit later in the film. So Mr. White's
Right.
free. He's out
Okay.
in the wild.
Let's assume that Mitchell doesn't think Mr. White's going to get away. So he's like, oh, I failed my task. I can't go back to Quantum empty-handed because they're going to kill me. I know,
He's
if I
tried to
take
kill
out Bond,
Bond.
who's actively investigating us,
Yeah,
I got myself some brownie points.
yeah. By cutting out his intestines.
Yes, and strangling him with them. And then using, sending, I don't know, bits of the intestines to M, maybe.
What? Just as like
As
I kill him.
look what I did.
Here's proof.
Spell out LOL in her bed with the intestines. Don't they do something with the Godfather like that?
They
Get,
put a
like,
horse's head in.
or something.
Put-
Yeah.
Bond's head in M's bed.
That's dark.
That would be brutal.
I like it.
Okay.
What would you do?
I would either run away, but now that you've said Mitchell's failed for Quantum, he's not got rid of. But he has freed Mr. White, so Mr. White
but
might be happy.
At this point, no, Mitchell doesn't know that. As far as he's concerned, Mr. White's tied up in a chair and he's been shot.
Yeah.
He's in a worse situation than he was
Than
before.
he was before. Okay.
Yes.
I would just run away and keep running and hope for the best.
Oh, would you not go back to Quantum? You'd
No,
avoid them
not
as well.
Not
so
if I've. Yeah, I'll just.
you would
leave
run from
them.
everybody.
Yeah, I'd become a recluse.
I think Quantum would track you down.
They probably
Or
would.
MI6 would.
Or Bond.
If you considering, although I suppose would all the information MI6 have on you would be real, or would it all just be false information?
It would be real because yeah, I'd imagine most of it would be real because you couldn't give a fake name because they'd find out pretty quickly.
Oh, well, in that case, then MI6 would probably track you down just as fast, so you'd have to go back to Quantum for a protection, so you need your brownie points.
I'd
This is
prefer
why you fail
MI6 to Quantum because Quantum would kill you. MI6 hopefully wouldn't.
I don't know.
Bond
Judi
does
Dench's
kill a
M
lot
is a
of
bit-
people. Yeah, M's I think she threatens to torture Mr. White, so that's not great.
Yeah, they're probably... I would imagine there's some dark history on MI6 when there's had to be done.
Most of it Bond. How do they let him do all this stuff? It's crazy.
Well, I was reading this note about Daniel Craig's Bond where in the books, the original James Bond character, he's not meant to enjoy killing. Like, he does it because he has to, not because it's something like... But Daniel Craig's Bond has been shown to, he
do it a lot.
He enjoys
Especially
it. It
in-
brings
in-
him some satisfaction
Yeah.
when he takes out a bad guy.
Especially in this one, because he's out for revenge for Vesper, and he does kill almost every single lead that he has to get into the person that set Vesper up. So
Yeah.
that's not great, is it?
It's not good, no.
Even
So
M comments on it, going, "He's bloody killed everyone."
maybe this Bond isn't above a little bit of torture.
No, yeah, this Bond is scary.
It's the darker Bond,
Yes.
isn't it? It's the darker Bond.
And to prove how scary he is, the next lead that Bond and M have as to this Quantum is a Mr. Slate who Bond tracks down to a hotel room, and Mr. Slate jumps out at Bond with a knife in the hotel room. It's a very run-down hotel. He jumps out, has a fight with Bond. Bond just destroys him, pushes him through glass and everything, stabs Mr. Slate in the neck and in the knee, and then Mr. Slate bleeds out. So that's not great. He's got a knife.
Yeah, I
like
was
you
just about to
said.
say that. You
Maybe a
get brownie
gun.
points for using a knife. Can't help but think a knife probably backfired on you in this situation. Is it the knife that Bond uses to stab him, or is it a shard of glass?
I think it's the knife, yeah. It's not great, is it?
Okay, yeah. Good start. Weak performance. Terrible finish.
No, if it was a good start, he would have got Bond, and then Bond wouldn't have been able to fight back.
No. The good start was having a knife.
Oh, not the surprise attack.
Okay, good preparation, bad start.
Yeah.
Bad everything else, terrible ending.
No, good plan, poor execution.
Oh, yeah, that's what we want. Where does he jump out of at Bond? Like, is he in a closet or...
No, I
behind a
think he's
door
like
or
round a door or something.
Does he jump on Bond from behind, the side,
He
the
doesn't
front?
jump on him, he lunges at him with the knife.
Right. Oh, I have seen this film, but it was a very long time ago. I'm struggling to remember these scenes. Just in case you think I've watched the other Bond films and skipped Quantum for some reason.
No, yeah. Well, Quantum's
okay.
quite forgettable. Sorry.
Ouch.
But it is.
To Bond, ooh. Okay, your first mistake was probably lunging at Bond. Especially if it was a front or side lunge. That was just plain silly.
Side, he lunges at Bond from the side.
Oh,
so
no, yeah.
Bond's side on.
So Bond would see him out his, peripheral vision, I believe
Yeah.
it is. Oh, is it? Yeah. So yeah, Bond's got obviously hand-to-hand combat training. I don't know what Slate's background is.
No, he's not a geologist, is he? No, he's undercover as a geologist. Because Slate's there to kill Dominic Green's lady friend.
So is he an assassin?
He's an assassin, yeah.
Oh, so he should be trained. You got no excuse then. Okay, so you've lunged from the side with a knife. Okay, here's what I would have done. I would have waited Bond past me, and I would have thrown a chloroform bottle at his head. The bottle would have smashed, causing the chloroform to explode all over his face and that lot. Bond would have been rendered unconscious. At which point, I do quite an elaborate murder and leave his body on display for the police as a warning to MI6. Quantum's watching. Quantum is always here. Slade was here.
How many meters of intestine would you need to spell out Quantum was
no,
here?
We're not using the intestines for this. No, this is a much darker execution.
Oh dear.
Okay, so that maybe attack from behind.
Yeah, he can't sneak up on him though, because Bond is. I don't think he could slip out behind him.
He gets snuck up on Casino Royale.
Yeah, I know, but he couldn't be snuck up in a hotel room where there are only two people.
Oh,
Bond
right,
would
okay.
hear. He wouldn't be able to sneak around.
Not if you take your shoes off. You take your shoes off so you got socks on.
Do you really want to fight Bond barefoot?
Yeah, you want to fight Bond barefoot.
Bond would crush your toes.
Why?
Because to
Bond's
get an
not a
advantage.
toe guy. Nah.
He's a toe guy. He'd crush anything to get an advantage.
Okay.
Do you know what I would have done?
No, but I have a feeling I'm about to find out.
Okay, you are about to find out. Mr. Slate has a briefcase at the reception.
You've been withholding information
no,
from
yes,
me.
I have. My apologies. This briefcase contains a gun. Why does he not have this gun up in his hotel room? Well, probably for hiding it if someone comes to searching and finds a gun. It's not good. But if he has that, then he can, instead of lunging at Bond, he can just shoot him in the side of the head.
Does Bond ever wear any body armor at all under his?
No,
suit?
he's not wearing body armor.
No, he never seems
just
to wear
wearing
it, does he?
No, yeah.
And yet they never seem to pick up on this and use guns like you suggested. Perhaps he should have used a gun with the knife attached to it, fired a few shots to weaken Bond, and then ran in with the, knife gun and stabbed him.
The deadliest weapon.
The deadliest weapon.
Gun. A gun that shoots knives.
Oh, my God, can you imagine such a thing? I don't know.
I think using the gun and being
into the gun, or if you're going to use a knife, get into a better position. Don't lunge at the side.
Be on the roof. Be
and drop down on top of him.
Drop down on top of him. Yeah.
No,
that would work.
Get under the floor
and then
smash
spring up
out through the floor. No, you want to get into a better position and go for a more. Try and approach silently and lunge at the last moment if needs be. Don't lunge at the very beginning and give yourself away.
Yeah. Maybe practice this as well.
I don't know if you've ever seen the third Blade film, but
I've not seen any of the Blade films.
Shame on you, sir. But in that, Blade has two knives, small knives, which he can then flick, and the blade detaches from the handle, and it's on a small wire, so the blades can be spun out to stab people, though they then retract into the handles. So
Should
they
he
can go
have
straight
one of
line.
them?
Yeah, he should, because then he can whip it out and hit Bond, in the side or wherever with the knife, and then retract it back before Bond can do it. Bond can't grab hold of the wire because it's like a razor sharp wire.
So it can.
Yes. Very effective weapons. Blade uses them very good against vampires. I'm sure this guy can use it against Bond. Because even if he throws it and Bond puts his arm up for a wrap around his arm, it's going to slice his arm
his
open.
hand off. Yeah. Ah.
Yeah.
Well done.
Oh no, I'm
well
proud
done. All right, shall we move on to the next one?
Yeah.
All right, Bond tracks down Dominic Green, who is the head of Quantum, to his meeting place with the other members of Quantum. He's doing this meeting in like a big opera place. So Bond finds him, spooks the members of Quantum into leaving, takes pictures of them so he knows who they are. And then as Bond is about to leave, he runs into Green in the lobby, and Green sends some of his henchmen at him, and all hell breaks loose as Bond is running and shooting and being shot at, and he kills some of the henchmen in this restaurant where they have a bit of a shootout. And then one of the henchmen follows Bond up to the roof, but Bond is hiding around one of the corners, gets him at gunpoint, tells him to drop his gun, takes him over to the ledge. Bond asks him some questions, but the henchman doesn't answer them, so he tries to get fresh with Bond, grabs him by the collar. Bond just whips his hand away. He loses his balance, falls onto Dominic Green's car, at which point Green goes, "Do we know this guy?" And the henchmen go, "Oh no." And then he goes, "Oh, we shouldn't be looking at us." The guy that fell off the roof gets up and then is shot by one of Green's henchmen. So that's not good for him. How do you survive it? Being thrown off a roof and shot. It's quite tricky.
Yeah. I mean, the simple thing would be not to get caught by Bond in the first place.
Maybe answer some of Bond's questions.
Yeah, I suppose that wouldn't hurt. I mean, well, Quantum might come after you, but
Yeah.
let's face it, Bond's going to drop you off a roof if not.
He is, yes.
What would you do? Because I'm going to need a moment to process this.
Okay, Bond asks you to drop your gun. Don't drop your gun? Oh no, because they'd shoot you straight away. That's not great.
No,
Alright.
that's true. That's not a good start.
Plan 2. Bond puts you near the roof. He's going to go all Batman on you. Don't let him go all Batman on you. Ask him some questions. Flip around the interview.
Oh, I like it, yes.
Flip it around. Use some psychological tactics. Oh, you want to know what quantum is? Well, I want to know what quantum is. Maybe better psychological tactics than that.
I want to know MI6 is. What does the MI stand for MI6? What does it stand for? Like
Mission
MI5
Impossible
and
6.
No, it's not.
No, I don't know what the M stands for.
Okay, here's what you do. While Bond's holding on to your tie,
Yeah, he's holding on to something.
your left hand slowly reaches around behind you. You pull out your flip blade, standard henchman issue. You bring the blade up into Bond's wrist.
I think Bond would immediately let go of you if your hand strayed, because he'd feel threatened.
No, because I'm giving him juicy information about quantum. Like, I'm giving him some really big, dirty secret that I didn't even know I know.
You
I'm
sold out. You're making shit up.
I'm making up
you?
bullshit, yes, to keep
Quantum,
Bond enticed.
we have nuclear bombs and
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. I'll casually drop the name Blofeld in there. Because this Bond seems to know who that is, as what we get from the Spectre trailers.
Yeah.
He recognises him when he sees him.
Yeah. Well, they're calling him Oberhauser, but he's Blofeld.
Oh,
he's clearly Blofeld.
Okay, regardless, I'll do something that gets Bond's attention. Okay, so he stabbed the knife up into his wrist and twist it. This locks his wrist in hand.
You would notice,
Hang on,
he's got super quick reflexes.
Let me finish.
He sees Slade coming at him from the side. He'd see you trying to be sneaky.
I think you're fine.
And then he'll just push you off. But no, if he pushes you off sooner, then you don't land on Dominic Green's car. He has to swerve around you, and then you don't get shot in the head.
Or you land in
kills
front
you.
of the car, and then he just runs you over.
Yeah. Would he move? So the best way is to wait until Dominic Green drives past, and then get Bond to push you off. Because he doesn't die. I imagine he breaks a few ribs and stuff, but
Well,
it's
the
the
car
two
cushions
bullets
his
that,
blow, doesn't it?
Yeah.
No, so
wait
here's
for
what
a
you do.
different car to come by.
No,
One that isn't filled with murdering goons.
No, see what you do. Once you stab the knife into his wrist and
He
twist
would
it,
see.
hang on, his hand's now locked. He can't let go of the tie. So if you're going to go, he's going with you.
No, he'd like hold on and probably get the knife out and cut the tie off.
Okay, plan 2. Bond pushes you off the roof. You use the blades with the little detachable things on them.
Claw.
and then you fling one up round Bond's neck. And so you might pop his head off. And then you hit the car.
I was thinking you'd use them to stab into the building and slow your descent.
Oh, those, yes. Oh, I see, I like it.
Because that always seems to work in films. It wouldn't. You'd try to stab in the blade and it'd just
snap
break.
or something.
Yeah.
Okay, another thing you could do, once you hit the car...
Have a parachute.
Why? What henchman goes with a parachute? Standard henchman survival guide. Knife
and parachute.
And
A
valuable
gun.
information to keep you alive.
Or quick improv so you can just reel off a load of bullshit.
Yeah, all that. I think another thing, when I hit the top of the car and then that Dominic Green got out and you'd be like, do we know this man? I'd be like, oh my god, he's going to kill me.
Dominic, it's me, your long lost brother?
Dominica.
Dominique.
I've had my operation now. It's difficult, isn't it? How does Bond jump him when he first comes up? He's like way around the corner.
He's like round the corner.
So he steps out and the gun's like next to his head then.
Yeah.
Well, that's quite simple then, is it? You knock the gun away and you shoot Bond.
Well, no, because if he tries to move, Bond will
However
just
fast
shoot
Bond
him.
is, I am faster.
I doubt that a lot.
Wish really hard and Bond's gun jams?
Wish really hard.
Yeah, why not?
Well, it might be a chance worth taking because he's shot a load of people, so it might be out of bullets.
Oh, yeah. I didn't
Could
think
be,
of that.
yeah. But again, that's just wishful thinking.
What would you do again? Oh, you'd just wait for different car to go past.
Different car.
Wait, Bond,
land on
there's one
that.
coming with loads of hay barrels. Wait a minute.
Yeah, wait there, there's a tractor coming. A bouncy castle truck.
Does this henchman have no backup with him?
No, because Bond's taken out the rest of them.
There's literally no one else
It's
left.
just him.
What the... No. That's a rule 1 of henchmen. You don't go at it alone. You have to go in packs of 5 or 10.
5 or 10?
Yes.
That's a lot.
They're the only numbers. It's the only way you're going to get the job done.
5 or 10.
Yes,
Nothing in
5 or 10.
between.
Anything in between is suicide.
7's no good.
No.
Have to be 5 or
You
10.
can't use odd numbers. And
5 is an odd number.
I've not had any sleep.
Yeah,
Leave me alone.
you have been awake for how long? 19 hours? I made him do this after a night shift, so yeah.
It's just gone 11:15. We've hit hour 20.
Yay!
20 bloody hours. I want to go to bed.
Okay.
Alright, jump for the next one.
Alright, so Bond again tracks down Green, this time with the help of Mathis, who was in Casino Royale, so you get to see him again. But not for much longer, because Bond leaves the party with Green's former lady friend, Camille. Bond is then pulled over by police who ask Bond to open the boot of his car. And lo and behold, in the boot of his car is Mathis, who's been beaten to a pulp. The police officers ask Bond to get Mathis out of the car. He does, but then one of the officers orders the other one to shoot Bond. But because Mathis is in the way, Mathis is shot. Bond then uses Mathis as a human shield or something, pushes him into one of the police officers, takes the other one's gun and shoots both of them. And then Mathis dies. Do you want to survive as Mathis or the police officers? Pick one. Anyone?
Mathis.
Mathis, okay. We don't know how Mathis got into this beaten state.
Am I tied up?
You're not tied up, no. You're just...
Very
You've
groggy
just
and
been
unstable,
beaten.
yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, that's quite alright.
You don't even open your eyes when Bond opens the boot. He's that beat up.
Okay, that's fine. Here's what we do. While Bond is driving the car, I roll into my front and shimmy my body. Out of my breast pocket falls my little white powder bag. Now, I pop it open.
Don't do drugs.
I have a snort of it.
That
I'm
wakes
on, like,
you up.
PCP
it's
or
smelling
something.
salts.
And I'm
It's
like,
smelling salts just to wake you up.
alright, smelling salts just
Keep
to wake
it
me up.
drug-free.
Alright, whatever. So I take the smelling salts.
Smelling salts, yeah.
Well, that's so difficult to say then. Smelling salts. They're waking me up. I'm all perky. I'm good to go. I'm full of energy. Bond opens the bonnet. I dive out on Bond, pushing him into the
Thinking
police.
he might be someone that's kidnapped you.
Nah, I know it's Bond. I'm going for him.
Oh, you know
anyway.
it's Bond.
The
Oh,
son
you're
of a
gonna-
bitch. He had me tased in the first film and taken away. I dive out. I shove Bond into the two police officers because I know they're corrupt. Right?
Yeah.
They all fall down the floor. I pull out my henchman knife.
You're not a henchman, you're Mathis. You're a good guy.
Standard protocol, all my characters will now carry a knife, just been the safe side. And then proceed to stab all three of them.
Even Bond.
Especially Bond. Bond's the reason I'm in this situation.
Okay, and then Mathis takes the role of Bond throughout the rest of the film.
Yes, what's Mathis' first name?
Mathis.
What's Mathis' second name?
Mathis.
What?
That's his name, that's his code name. We never find out his real name.
Ugh, I bet it's like Francis.
No, Bond makes a joke of it. He goes, "What
Arena.
is Mathis your real name?" And Mathis goes, "No." And Bond goes, "Well, it's not a very good cover name."
That's terrible.
Mathis's last moments on Earth after Bond using him as a human shield is Bond saying, "Your name is shit."
Well done.
Well
Goodbye.
done. That's very comforting.
I don't know, it's really difficult because he's groggy and everything, isn't he? He gets shot near enough instantly. Don't get beaten up and put into that situation in the first place.
Yeah, because Mathis is betrayed by who he thinks is his friend. He's betrayed by Carlos, who's like head of the police in this area. So.
Oh, okay. Carry bribes on you constantly, so when these situations happen, you can bribe the police officers.
Well, that's what he does try to do. He Mathis reunites with Carlos to bribe him, but he's already been paid by Dominic Green, who Mathis can't outbid. You can't win a bribing war. Nobody wins in a bribing war.
Okay. So we can't do bribes. I'm defenseless. I'm unconscious.
Yeah, there's not really a way out.
It's very difficult.
I'm imagining that once Bond picks you up, you can't struggle free because his grip would be iron.
Yeah. Can I switch to the police officers?
Yes.
Excellent. Shoot
Shoot
Mathis in the
Bond.
head and shoot Bond repeatedly. Don't shoot twice. I mean, I would empty my entire clip into Mathis. One of these bullets is going to go through him.
Only one of the police officers has their gun drawn.
Why does the other one does the other one even have a gun?
The other one does. He reaches for it, but Bond shoots him. But the other one's just there to tell the other one to shoot.
Both guns drawn at once. Both open fire at the heads
at
the same time, killing both.
Okay, so we survived as the police officers, but
that was
not
really
as
easy.
Mathis.
No, I can't think of Mathis.
No.
What about you?
Bulletproof jacket. But that's about it. That's all I can think of. Alright, next death. Bond is being chased in a plane. He's taken this plane to see why Dominic wants this bit of desert, because Dominic's plan is to overthrow a government so he can get this bit of desert. So Bond goes over in a plane with Camille to have a look, but they are interrupted in their scouting expedition by a jet that comes over and starts shooting them. It gets a few shots in, it makes smoke come out from one of the engines. Then Bond uses this smoke to his advantage, blinds the jet, and then using the bigger plane, pushes the jet, or forces the jet into a mountainside, and it explodes. You're the jet pilot.
Uh-huh.
How do you survive?
Number 1, load missiles onto your jet so you can shoot.
Yes, because he only uses machine guns.
Number 2.
Use a missile.
Maybe the plane's not capable of this, I don't know. If it isn't, switch planes to one that is capable of a more long-distance shooting.
Yes, a stealth bomber.
Something that doesn't... Oh,
A
excessive, isn't it?
bomber.
Don't get too close. Number 3, when a smoke has obscured your vision, you simply pull your ejector seat, you pop out, and then you don't...
No, he's on the side to make sure that one of his wings doesn't clip. So if he were to eject, he'd eject into the side of Bond's plane.
Okay, that's fine as
and
well.
Headbutt it.
Here's what happens then. You eject...
He ejects onto the plane, engages in a fist fight with Bond.
Yes, but you need a handgun first, because as you fired out, you then have to shoot his cockpit to weaken the glass, so you smash into it and go in. At which point you repeatedly headbutt Bond because you've got, fighter pilot helmet on.
Yeah. I think as soon as you started shooting through the glass, Bond would just leave the plane, because he jumps out, uses the parachute, and falls to safety. And then, because there's only one parachute, Bond has to share it with Camilla, or Camille. So that doesn't... Then you've got no parachute, and you've ejected out from one crashing plane to another crashing plane.
Have more than one jet. Where is my backup?
The jet follows them, and then they're shot at by a helicopter.
So there's not even a jet that shoots?
No, the jet shoots, but there's a helicopter that's following them as well, but it's not as quick as the jet, so it can't keep up, and it pops up from behind a wall. No, from behind a hill at some point, and that's what causes them to crash. Maybe pilot the helicopter instead of the jet. Get someone else to.
No, you
to
get more
pilot the jet.
more jets in with you, and then you open fire. And when your smoke's pouring out, don't get so close enough he can, obscure you with the smoke. Have some sort of thermal targeting system on board.
Yeah, I'm surprised that there were no missile shot, because that would have ended the chase quite quickly.
It's very quickly. It's almost like Dominic Green is a big bad guy, isn't he?
Yeah.
It's almost like he said, don't put missiles on this. I want this to be interesting. Take away all the thermal imaging, anything that could really assist the pilot.
A real dogfight.
Or I want to see them go at it.
Yeah.
I quite like my idea of flying just above Bond's plane, ejecting out, not pulling your parachute, landing on top of his plane, and then proceeding to shoot through the cockpit.
That's a lot of trouble, and you've wasted a good plane.
But it would look cool.
Yeah, not if you missed.
And you've got results. You've taken out Bond, which Mitchell failed at.
No, but if you eject and then miss landing on the plane, then you've wasted your jet, and you look like an idiot because you've ejected for
I know
no
what
reason.
You can do actually. You jump out, deploy your parachute, but do it in such a way the parachute obscures Bond's cockpit,
Independence
blinding
Day
him.
style.
Yeah, then you dangle underneath helplessly. Sorted.
You dangle underneath helplessly.
Yeah.
Until it crashes.
Yeah.
And then you die.
Survive.
No.
No. Yeah, because if they're going past these cliffs and whatever, forcing them to the mountainside, he does. So there must be flat things. So when you get over top on those and it's low down, you just, undo your parachute and drop down onto it.
Yeah, but the plane might land and squash you.
Nah.
Or the speed would cause you to, get cut up by the rocks and stuff as you land.
We could be such a downer on my ideas, man.
And then you're stranded in the desert, unless the helicopter pilot decides to stop by and pick you up. Although I'm not sure he's that nice. Next death after the plane and Bond's walked back from a desert and took a bus. He goes back to the hotel room where his friend Fields, who was basically there to tell Bond to go back to England, is found dead by M and a bunch of other agents. She's killed in the style of Jill Masterson in Goldfinger, but instead of being painted in gold, she's been drowned and covered in oil.
Do you think they've done this as a reference to Goldfinger? It's a big
Definitely
throwback?
Yes.
I don't think there's any reference. I think they've done it, filmed it, and thought, oh, hang on a minute, this looks familiar.
What?
Oh, what a happy coincidence.
But my question is, why waste this perfectly good oil drowning someone in it? And how did they get it into a high-end hotel? Did they bribe someone to take up lots of barrels of oil?
I don't know how much oil they needed. Obviously, her entire body was covered. Was her lungs and stomach flooded with oil?
Yeah,
as well,
yeah.
then?
She thinks she was drowned in it.
Everything. See, now Bond doesn't go to check the well, nobody goes to check the bathroom, because if there's oil in there, then you could assume they, put her in a bathtub full of it.
Yeah.
But then how they still got it up there? Yeah, it's Quantum, man. Come on.
They have people everywhere.
Yeah, I think Quantum can smuggle some of your oil up a hotel. The reception guy is probably a Quantum agent. Because they have
everyone's a Quantum agent.
Everyone's a Quantum agent. They just need activating.
There are so many secret evil people. The chances are that one of us is working for Hydra and one of the others working for Quantum.
But no, they're different universes. I don't want to work for either. Although if I had to choose, I'd rather go to Quantum.
But not Hydra. You get to work for a crazy dude with a red hair.
Yeah, I know, but they're quite closely associated with the Nazis.
Although you will probably get punched by Iron Man. That's not great.
Why Iron Man?
Why not? Or
Because-
Captain America.
Yeah, so it's more Captain America, isn't it?
Or the Hulk. Don't get punched by the Hulk.
Don't get punched by the Hulk.
Definitely not.
You'll be not fine. I was going to say fine.
You'll
then.
be fine.
I was going to go, you'll be fine.
You'll be alright. No worries.
Okay, back to the matter in hand. So what are we discussing? Because
Well, we don't see her death,
no,
but
but
I thought it would be interesting to talk about how they got it in there.
how
But
they
if
get the oil
they're
in
just
there.
like bribing people and they're secret agents everywhere, that kind of answers the question.
Okay. Under their suits, they each contain several bags that attach to their bodies full of oil that should then smuggle up on 3 trips with 5 people.
That's a lot of bags. Let's move on to the end set piece where Bond blows up a hotel room. And it all gets kicked off with Carlos, who betrayed Mathis. Bond jumps down onto his truck just as he's about to leave this hotel room. Bond says, "You and I had a mutual friend," before shooting him in the face through the window of the car. How do you survive that?
Is the car moving?
It's starting to move, yeah.
But what speed are we talking here?
Not very fast, it's just accelerating because the door to the hotel is just opened and it's just about to go,
right.
and then Bond jumps down.
I'll say, if you're going fast enough, you slam your brakes on, Bond goes flying off the front of the car.
No, he's
not going fast enough for that. No.
It's
Okay.
barely moving.
What type of car is it?
It's like a Jeep.
Okay.
Basically, Carlos could have survived by having like bulletproof windows or hiding in the backseat of his Jeep, so Bond couldn't see him.
Or
going
accelerating really fast and throwing Bond off the top and squashing him.
Yeah, or accelerating so fast that when Bond tries to jump down, he misses it, and you've already gone and
he
halfway
lands,
home,
and both his knees pop out,
and he can't walk.
No, he can walk. No, you can't walk. Your knees pop out.
No, you can't. And then just the other henchman shoot him, and you're on your way home.
Oh yeah.
Or go out through a different exit.
Sorted.
Yeah.
Or get another job.
Yeah.
Don't get entangled up in this stuff in the first place.
Exactly.
Nailed it.
And don't betray Mathis. That's also...
That's a good idea.
That's Bond's motive for murdering you. So be nice to Mathis.
Be nice.
Yes, exactly. If you take anything away from this podcast, it's be nice.
Be nice. Give out bribes.
Yeah.
What's next?
All right. Next death is General Madrano, who is killed when all the fiery stuff starts. He's killed by Camille. She's not happy with him because, again, he's a bad man and he killed her parents. So she's out for revenge. A fight happens. She's put through a glass table. She stabs him in the knees. By the end of the fight, she rolls, picks up her gun and shoots him. What do you do? You're this big bad general.
I'm the big bag. Big bag?
You're a big bag.
Big bad army general. Have I got any henchmen with me?
Yes, but they were outside and they were killed.
Fuck's sake. Right.
So that's
Okay.
not great.
Carry emergency knife and other weapons. I don't know why. I don't know.
Just
Cool.
well, he's still in the hotel room because he wants to rape one of the attendants, which isn't great. And if he hadn't have killed her parents, then again she wouldn't be out for revenge. So be a nice person. Don't try and rape someone, and don't kill people.
Maybe I've got a dildo laying around and I can use that as a weapon. Like if it's a hard one and not,
He's got a
fluffy.
pint of beer somewhere.
Oh, is it? There we go then.
He's
She
got a
comes
pint
in.
of beer
She comes
somewhere.
in. Wait, is the glass table inside the room or outside?
It's inside the room. Yeah.
So she comes in. I'll launch a pint glass at her head, render her unconscious, and then drop the glass table on her. Boom! And then pick up her gun and open fire.
It looks like a nice pint of beer. I wouldn't want to waste it.
Oh, I don't like beer, so you know.
You would have thrown it.
I would have thrown it. Use your opposing strength. Hand-to-hand combat. She might be faster. You got one good right hook on her chin, and she'd be out cold.
She's hardy. I reckon she could.
Yeah, but he's giving me the impression that this is a big,
He's a
power
big guy with old army strength, old man army strength.
Old man army strength.
I don't know what that acquaints to whilst lifting things, but yeah.
He's not lifting. He's got a swing fist, right? That's what he's got to do.
All right, I don't know what that measures up to in swings. Just don't let her get the gun either.
Yeah, that's another thing as well.
And have better guards
After
on
she
the door.
stabbed you with a knife, yes, that's true. But after she stabs you with the glass, while she's going for the gun, you pull the glass out, dive on her, and then stab her with the glass.
Would
And
you
then
be quick
suffocate her
enough?
with your man boobs.
With-
I'm assuming this is like a big fat guy.
He's not that big. He's not fat. He's just broad.
Broad.
He looks like he could lift me and you combined.
Ah, right, I see.
Okay.
Well, in that case, then you should be able to take on, one person.
But he doesn't, and he dies. Because he's not very nice. Last death is Dominic Green. So, after failing to kill Bond with an axe in a burning hotel room, Dominic is later found in the desert by Bond. Bond asks him all these things, and Dominic gives him all the information that Bond wants. Then Bond leaves him in the desert with a can of oil, and then just drives off. Later, when she's talking to Bond, says that they found Green's body with 2 bullet holes in the back of his head and oil in his stomach. So, what do you do?
Whatever information he gave to Bond, don't give it. So Bond has to keep you alive and take your win.
Yes, take you to M.
Exactly.
That's good.
Now look what's happening. You're being tortured.
Yeah. Oh no,
Yeah.
that's not great.
That's
But
not
at
great.
least once they've finished torturing you go to prison and not shot in the head.
Yeah, in prison. Where
Oh
you're then
no.
the other men look at you with their hungry eyes. Oh no.
Oh dear, Dominic. But
Or-
he's alive. He's not killed.
That's true. Or another thing, Bond pulls up in his car, he gets out, it gives you the tin of oil. He's like, oh, you gotta do all this, you gotta drink this. Crack! You've just hit him around the head with it. Or Bond's on the floor, he's dazed. You've stamped on his head a couple
Get in
of
the
times.
car
You're in the
and
car.
then run him over.
No. You
Or
get in
just
the
leave
car,
him in the desert.
But don't leave him the oil because he'll probably do something that will save his life with it.
Yeah.
As Bond. Just don't leave him the oil. Don't leave him anything. Strip him naked.
Strip Bond naked.
Yes.
I'm
and then
sure
leave.
if Dominic then tries to strip him, Bond will recover and then destroy him.
You imagine a Spectre turn up and you're just... he strips Bond naked. Bond's like wrestling him so his clothes ripples as well. The oil can splits open. Oil goes over them. Spectre turn up to find Bond and Green naked,
Wrestling in
covered
oil.
in the middle of the desert.
They just go, we'll leave them to it.
Yeah.
Don't want to get involved in
No,
this.
we'll let him have that time.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah. On that note, shall we end it with naked oil wrestling?
Yes, I think we should.
All right. Yeah. If you want to get in contact with the show, don't send us carrier pigeons with letters. Send us an email. We could survive that at gmail.com or tweet we could survive. Yeah. And older episodes are also on YouTube and yeah. So find them.
Can also be found on iTunes,
Stitcher, Podomatic.
and Podomatic, obviously,
Yeah.
and everything else.
Okay. Chris, end the show.
I will. Old chap. Person. I don't know.
I'm not old.
Alright, you have been listening to We Could Survive That, your weekly survival guide to the movies. We will see you next week. Until then, please, keep on surviving. Goodbye.